You think the animal world has shown you everything? Think again. Scientists are still uncovering creatures that seem like they crawled straight out of a sci-fi movie. And today, I'm diving into 7 of the strangest species discovered just recently. Some are so tiny, they could fit in your hand, but move with the confidence of a ninja. Others are bold, bizarre, and so oddly shaped, you'll swear evolution was having a joke. And a few are just plain creepy in ways you didn't think were possible. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be questioning what you thought you knew about nature, laughing at how weird the world can be, and maybe even wondering how these animals went completely unnoticed until now. Sponge crab. In the shallow but still mysterious waters of the coast of Japan, scientists stumbled upon a creature that looks like it belongs in the Bikini Bottom and could be friends with SpongeBob. The sponge crab. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary crab with its sideways scuttle and armed shell, but what makes this species so strange is its unusual sense of fashion. The sponge crab doesn't just walk around uncovered. Instead, it carefully tears pieces of living sponge and wears them like a hat. With specialized legs designed to hold the sponge in place, the crab creates its own camouflage, blending perfectly into the sea floor. The sponge itself continues to live and grow while riding along, making this one of the strangest symbiotic partnerships in the animal kingdom. Imagine carrying your house, your disguise, and your defense system all at once, except instead of a shell, it's a squishy, toxic sponge. Predators are often tricked into ignoring the crab completely or avoiding it altogether, since many sponges contain chemicals that taste foul or are outright poisonous. It's like the crab has weaponized a fashion statement. This strange creature isn't just a quirky oddity, it's an engineer of survival, using nature like an accessory to stay alive. But watching it scuttle across the seafloor with its sponge hat, it also feels strangely comical, as if the deep sea decided to throw in some dark humor among its monsters. The sponge crab may not have rows of teeth or glowing lures, but its bizarre partnership with its living disguise makes it one of the strangest survivors in the ocean. Guitar shark. The guitar shark, also called the guitar fish, is one of the ocean's weirdest hybrids. Oh, and before you ask, yes, it was named the guitar shark because it kind of resembles a guitar. I don't know though, do you guys see it? Tell me in the comments. Its body is long and flat, with wide pectoral fins that stretch out like wings, and a pointed out snot that makes it look like it's permanently frowning at you. This shark spends most of its life lying low on the seafloor, partially buried in sand, waiting to ambush prey like crabs, small fish, and squid. It's not built for speed, but it doesn't need to be. With perfect camouflage and a patient approach, it's basically the ocean's vision of a ninja, sliding silently until the right moment to strike. Guitar sharks can grow up to 2 meters long, and their flattened bodies make gliding over the sand effortless. Some scientists even say it moves like a hoverboard drifting across the ocean floor, low and smooth. Its weird shape and slow, deliberate style makes it look like an experiment gone right, a shark and a ray combined in perfect balance. Dwarf flying squirrel. High in the forest of Southeast Asia lives one of the smallest gliding mammals on Earth, the dwarf flying squirrel. Unlike its larger relatives, this tiny creature weighs less than a soda can and can fit comfortably in the palm of a human hand. It's covered in soft fur, often with a reddish or brown tint, and it's large, and it has large round eyes that gives it a wide awake, almost a cartoon-like expression. Its most remarkable feature is the flap of the skin stretching between its front and hind legs, called a patygum, which acts like a built-in wingsuit, allowing it to glide from tree to tree with a surprising precision. The dwarf flying squirrel doesn't actually fly like a bird or a bat, it glides, sometimes covering distance of 20 meters in a single leap. Think of it like a furring paper or airplane, drifting gracefully through the cantaloupe. It's mostly nocturnal, venturing out at night to forage for fruits, nuts, and insects, while avoiding predators like owls and snakes. Its small size and stealthy movements make it almost invisible in the dense forest. Scientists are fascinated by this squirrel because it showcases extreme adaptations for life in the treetops. Its tiny size, gliding abilities, and secretive lifestyle make it both adorable and mysterious. Sea butterfly. The sea butterfly sounds like a creature from a fairy tale, but in reality, it's one of the most delicate yet bizarre animals drifting through the oceans. These tiny creatures are actually a type of snail, but instead of crawling on the seafloor, they evolved wing-like flaps that let them flutter through the water. It's almost like watching a butterfly in slow motion, except this one is floating in the open sea. Despite their delicate look, sea butterflies are tougher than they seem. They live in some of the coldest waters on Earth and play a huge role in the marine ecosystems, serving as food for fish, seabirds, and even whales. And here's the twist. Their shells are so thin and fragile that scientists use them as an indicator for the ocean health. When ocean acidification increases, their shells dissolve quickly, turning these fragile drifters into warning signs for the planet. Even though they look like tiny underwater ballerinas, sea butterflies are constantly battling harsh conditions and predators. They drift, flap, and survive in a world that's anything but gentle. Southern Maine sloth. The southern Maine sloth lives only in the Atlantic forests of Brazil, and it's one of the rarest sloth species in the world. It gets its name from the thick dark mane of fur that runs along its neck and shoulders, almost like a built-in scarf. Unlike other animals that rely on speed or strength to survive, the southern Maine sloth has taken the opposite path. It lives life in slow motion. Its body is built for hanging in the treetops, with long curved claws that keep it suspended upside down for hours at a time, like it's competing in the world's longest pull-up contest. Its digestion is also unusually slow, taking up to a week to process just a handful of leaves. This sluggish lifestyle actually gives it a survival advantage because it doesn't need much food or energy to keep going. On top of that, algae grows on its fur, creating natural camouflage that blends perfectly into the canopy, kind of wearing like a mossy invisible cloak. Predators like jaguars and eagles often pass right by without noticing. The southern Maine sloth is also important for its ecosystem, spreading seeds through its droppings and supporting tiny organisms that live in its fur. So while it may look simple and quiet, this sloth plays a unique role in the forest. Blob-headed fish. The blob-headed fish is one of the strangest looking creatures ever discovered, and its appearance has puzzled scientists and fascinated the public. It lives deep off the coast of Australia and New Zealand, in waters so pressurized that most animals that wouldn't survive. Down there, the blobfish doesn't look like the droppy face people known from viral pictures. Instead, it's compact, streamlined, and perfectly adapted to handle crushing pressure. The reason it looks so strange at surface is simple actually. Without that pressure holding its tissues together, its body collapses into a saggy mass. Think of it like a balloon that's been deflated after a party. Not pretty, right? But it makes sense once you know why. What makes the blobfish even more fascinating is how it survives. It doesn't waste energy swimming fast or hunting aggressively. Instead, its soft body allows it to float just above the seafloor, waiting for crabs, mollusks, or sea urchins to drift by. In a way, it's the ultimate minimalist, surviving in one of the harshest environments on Earth by doing as little as possible. You could almost call it the ocean's version of a couch potato, except this one doesn't need a TV, just patience. Plain spotted skunk. And the last animal for today's video is the plain spotted skunk, a tiny troublemaker of the prairie that somehow manages to look cute and terrifying at the same time. With black fur decorated by irregular white spots, it's basically nature's attempt at abstract art that also happens to have claws. Tell me in the comments, would you pet it or run screaming? These skunks are nocturnal hustlers, sneaking through grasses, hunting insects, small rodents, and even the occasional fruit. When danger shows up, forget running. They put on a full performance. raising their tails, stamping their little feet, and spinning in a way that would make a breakdancer jealous before releasing a spray that could knock back predators like chemical knockout. Survival by drama, basically. Plain spotted skunks are surprisingly smart too. They dig hidden dens, stash snacks, and move through the prairie like tiny, stripped ninjas on a mission. Watching when in action is like seeing a mix of tactical genius and chaotic energy packed into a pint-sized fur ball. That's it for today's 7 new species. Tell me in the comments which one's your favorite, and give this video a like and subscribe right now if you enjoyed. And don't forget to let me know what weird or amazing animals you want to see in the next video. Peace out.